guys, my name is Cari and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the lock tag that I feel like was going around YouTube a long time ago. I used to watch Cheska Locs, like Francesca Ramsey's Loc channel, and I remember her doing this, and that must have been like more than 10 years ago. But I looked over the questions and a lot of them are things that I have answered in my other videos, but maybe it'll be helpful to have it all compiled in this video. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first question is, do you remember the specific moment you decided you were going to lock your hair? Where were you and how did you feel? No, I don't remember the moment because I don't think I decided to lock my hair originally, like when I was a toddler. For the current locks that I have now, I decided to relock my hair after I graduated college and, you know, was just like getting used to adulthood and realized that taking care of my loose natural hair was a stress I didn't need added onto my life. And I do remember where I was and how I felt. It was at my house, sitting in the living room with my dad because I got invited to go swimming with someone, like on a trip. And I realized that I didn't know how I would take care of my hair every day of the trip. Like I didn't want to have to bring all my whole hair cabinet with me. And I felt excited. I think that the whole time that I was a loose natural, I secretly just wanted dreadlocks again, so I was really excited to restart them. Okay, the second question is, what method, if any, did you use to start your locks? Every set of locks that I've had have been started with braids. How old are your locks? That's a great question. Maybe like a little more than a year old. Like this current braided set is definitely somewhere between February and June of last year, and it's June now, so a little over a year. All right, the fourth question is, what is the length of your longest lock and shortest? Ooh, not sure how I would find the shortest lock. I've watched other people do these loc tags and it seems like a lot of people have a very close relationship with their locks, like could find one out of their entire head. I don't think that I could, but doing this is my longest lock. Let's see where it's coming from. It's the back of my head. It goes currently here. This is my belly button. So it's like an inch below my bra. But I also trim my hair very regularly, like more than once a month. So that's currently my longest lock. My shortest lock, I guess, would probably be somewhere in my top layer. Oh, I don't know how I would find that, but I mean, I have a couple of short ones in the front because it's just where my bangs used to be. This one's pretty short. It's like an inch below my chin. So significantly shorter than the longest one. All right, fifth question is, do you have any locks that are especially unique, strange, or awesome? I have one that is currently defying everything I thought about locks. I don't know what's happening here. I mean, I don't know that I'd call it unique, strange, or awesome. I'm pretty sure this is just like damage that happened at some point and is somehow hanging on. Oh, I can't even find it now. Hold on. Okay, here we go. This is the lock. It's like, you can see that it's happening here, and then this is so thin, but it's been that way for months and it does not break. And you can see here that I tried to like put a knot in it to make it stronger, but that's not working. So it's doing something. Maybe it's awesome because it has me in awe. It's awesome. Okay, number 6 is, how many locks do you currently have? Is it the same number you started with? Ooh, this is a big question. A lot of people have asked me to count my locks in a video and I didn't know how to make that its own video. So it's in this loc tag and let's see. It should be the same number I started with. I haven't lost any locks and I haven't combined any, but they're not all the same size, so I don't really know How many? Let's see, let's get started. First 50, so I don't know, leave your guesses below. How many locks do you think I have? I'm curious because I feel like a lot of people think I have a lot more locks than I do. This is already 50, so let's see. 100. Actually might be my shortest lock, relatively. Interesting. It's sort of like right at the crown of my head. And we just have this little section left. Okay, if I counted correctly, I counted 216. So I feel like my guesses in my other videos were pretty close. I remember that I said a few times that I thought I had around like 220. So it could be around 220, we'll say that. Number 7 is, what shampoo or other products do you use on your locks? I've made a couple of videos talking about my lock routine, but it changes all the time. Like when I finish a product, I usually try a new one, or I don't use a product, I just use like natural mixes. So currently the products that I'm using on my locks, because it's summer, I live in California, my hair gets really dry. I just washed my hair actually, I just got out of the shower. So for shampoo, I use the Adele clarifying shampoo. It's from Target and it's like super clarifying, a once a week type shampoo. It's really great because I sweat every day and then I use that once a week and my hair feels squeaky clean. When I get out of the shower, I use a spray that is olive oil, peppermint oil, tea tree oil, and rosemary oil. But again, that varies. The essential oils are what's more important. The carrier oil I don't really care about. Olive oil happens to be like what was in my house at the time that I needed to refill my oil. If my hair is feeling extra dry, my secret holy grail product actually, which I don't think I've talked about because it isn't like a natural product, it's not made for natural hair or dreadlocks or anything like that, so I wouldn't, you know, dump all of it on your head, but it is the Aussie 5-minute Miracle Moisture Oil. It's like a little purple bottle, and I have the one that is avocado and jojoba oil. They also come with like they come in different bases, I guess, but that's the one I like. And you just squirt out like one pump. It has like a pump top, and you rub it in your hands, and then you just rub it all over your hair, and it makes your hair like instantly soft, and it stays like moisturized for a couple of days. So I just use that if I need like a little extra something. And that's currently all the products that I'm using in my hair. So not really anything, you know, I think less is more. Number 8, how often do you wash your locks? I wash my locks only once a week. Even if I sweat every single day, I only wash once a week. And the reason why I use that oil mixture is because not only does it smell great and like condition, moisturize your hair, peppermint oil specifically, like absorbs smells and dirt and stuff like that. So if you've been sweating and you wait for your hair to dry, you just like spray that in your scalp, and it completely refreshes, and it gives you a nice tingle, and it smells really good. Number 9 is, do you do any regular maintenance on your locks? Yes, I interlock my locks I don't have a specific schedule for it. I would say like probably every other month, and I try to do it on the first of the month so I don't forget. So I did it last month. I did it like May 1st, but I didn't do it this month on June 1st, so I will do it next month on July 1st. And currently my roots are grown out maybe 1 inch since I did it last month, and that's like how I like to do it. I like it to be like grown out quite a bit before I interlock, because I don't want to interlock my hair too tight. So I want to have like a lot of space to do a couple passes through and not have it be all the way to my scalp. But that's the only maintenance I do on my locks. My hair gets very frizzy because I have a really soft hair texture that doesn't lock very easily, so there's always like a lot of hair that is just, see, literally just like sits on top of my head. But it's been like that my whole life, so I guess some maintenance that I do on that, like if I really need to, if I'm about to go to work or I have a photo shoot or something, I will use like a crochet needle and just try to like bring some of those hairs into the lock. Also, sometimes I will just literally like pull up all the frizz and cut it off with scissors. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I guess I don't really care. It's just an aesthetic thing, because by myself I don't care if my hair is super frizzy. And number 10, what are your favorite beads or other decorations? None. I don't think I've ever used any beads or lock decorations in my hair, but that sounds super cool. I usually just wear my hair down like this every day. Sometimes I will like pull up the front pieces into clips just to like get that out of my face, or like braid them up like that. That's pretty much it. Number 11 is, if your locks had their own personal motto, what would it be? That's an amazing question. Maybe que sera sera, because if you guys have been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know that I am just an easy breezy, go with the flow kind of gal. I let my hair pretty much do what it wants to do. Besides interlocking, I don't do anything to like manipulate my hair or the way that my hair is growing or like the shape that it's growing into. So que sera sera, whatever will be will be. Number 12, if you could start a new set of locks, would you do anything differently? I would do two things differently, but I don't know if they would even make a difference. When I was starting this set of locks, I had been thinking about restarting my locks for like a really long time, maybe for like a year. I wasn't happy with like the thickness of my locks, and it was really like irritating my scalp because my hair is thin but my locks were too thick, and so the roots weren't really like supported. And I watched a lot of videos from like Queen Aleem and Takara Ann, which I really hope that I did not say her name wrong, but I can't think of her pronouncing it. And they're two really wonderful YouTubers who have like DIY micro locks. Queen Aleem did hers herself, and she made like so many informative videos through the whole entire process, like her grid and you know how she like did the back of her head by herself and how long it took. And then Takara, her mom did her locks, but again, like her mom's not a professional, they just did it themselves. And I was like really attracted to the idea of like DIY locks. All of my previous sets were started by my dad, so that's like one thing that I just wanted to do differently off the bat, is I wanted to try to do it myself and see like if I had an intention going into starting my locks, how different I could make them like versus what they looked like before. So Takara Ann started her DIY locks with twists and then braided at the end, and it sort of made her locks more like voluminous and like just wild and puffy and stuff, and I really like that look. And then Queen Aleem started her locks with interlocking, and if I was restarting mine, I would definitely start with interlocking. So many dogs. You know, I interlock the roots to maintain my hair, so if I had started them with interlocking, there wouldn't be like a difference that you can see. Well, it's, I don't know if people would notice or really see, but I can see that, like, you know, like this much of my hair is braids, but this much is interlocked. It would look cool, I think, if it was all one thing. Also, interlocking your hair from the beginning is kind of like instant locks. So I probably could have avoided frizziness. Maybe you could avoid some shrinkage. I don't know, but I really like the way hers look too, interlocked. They already looked mature, and they again had like more volume. Braid locks are kind of known for making your hair look sparser and flatter once you put them in, because the braids are tight, you know, like really compressing your hair. So that's one thing I would have changed. I would start them a different way. Another thing that I would have done differently is another thing that Queen Aleem did with her locks. She actually thought about like the size of them, like, you know, the locks in the front are have a different size base than like the locks in the back, because the hair is a different texture, and that makes a lot of sense. And some issues that I've always had with my locks is the fact that, like, well, I mean, this is just like a normal hairline, but the fact that like in the front, obviously like my hair is thinner, but the size of my locks is the same as it is in the back. I feel like the locks in the front I should have made thicker so that you couldn't see like as much of my scalp and my parts, if that makes sense. But I don't want to do anything to it now. Like, I don't want to combine them in the front because I don't want to put any extra tension on my hairline, but I do have like very thin hair in the front, as you can see. It's pretty much the same texture as like the hair at the base of my neck, actually. The whole perimeter of my head is like this very soft, fine hair, but only like at my crown is it thick. All right, number 13, lucky 13. Is there anything else unique about your appearance other than locks? Yes, I'm one of a kind, so obviously everything is unique about my appearance. I used to have, I would say, a more unique appearance, but I have since toned it down. I used to have a lot of piercings, but I've taken them all out, so now I only have ear piercings, but I did have a nose piercing, a labret piercing. At some point I had a septum. I had a couple fun ear ones, and I do have tattoos. I have, I think, 7 tattoos. I have this magnifying glass. I have this sort of compass planet situation. I have these laurel leaves, and I have these waves. I have this tattoo that says mirror mirror, and I have a tattoo on the back of my neck, which I don't know if you could even just see. Let me know if any of you guys would be interested in an actual tattoo tour. Although I feel like people who do tattoo tours have like a full body of awesome, like, traditional tattoos. I only have like 7 line work tattoos, but they all have fun backstories and meanings to me. How many people do you know personally with locks? The only people I know personally with locks are my parents, actually, which is weird because obviously I see people with locks like on the street, but not that often. I just think I don't live in an area where it's as common, I guess, but both of my parents have had dreadlocks my whole life. I actually started locks for one of my nieces last summer, and hers are coming along beautifully. And those are the only people I know with locks. Number 15, have any employers turned you down for having locks? Any wanted you because of your locks? No. I guess as far as I know, no. I mean, I haven't applied to that many jobs in my life. I'm an actor, so I haven't like worked that many traditional jobs, and anyone wanted me because of my locks? I mean, I guess I could say yeah for that in terms of like casting calls, but a lot of times there are casting calls for like people with bohemian looks, and what they really mean is dreadlocks. Number 16, what's the weirdest question you've gotten about your locks? Dumbest, funniest, most common. The weirdest question I ever got about my locks, which was also the dumbest and funniest, was a question asked by a little old lady who thought that this was a hairstyle that I did every single morning. The most common question I get is just how long have you had your locks? And I think that's just because like the length of my hair. I think most people who don't have locks assume that all dreadlocks start as like little baby nubs, even though you can lock your hair at any length. So yeah, people usually ask how long I've had my locks. Number 17, have you ever had a freak accident or an embarrassing moment involving your locks? I've never had a freak accident involving hair. An embarrassing moment, I don't know if I was embarrassed at the time, but probably objectively an embarrassing moment was I was on vacation in Hawaii and I was doing my thing in the ocean, and when I came out I went to get in the shower and rinse off my locks, and like I had a bunch of breakage. And at the time I was like, what is happening? I don't know if it was maybe just like the water was too hard, or maybe the minerals in the ocean, or rocks or something, or the sun. Some weird combination of things, I think. I had some like weak locks and they just like all fell out in the shower. And I just like bent down and picked up like maybe like 3 or 4 locks. And I was like, huh. And then I was like on vacation with my boyfriend at that time, so I didn't know how to like hide that this had happened. And I think that I just like threw out the locks in the bathroom garbage, and his whole family definitely saw later. And they probably had questions, but no one said anything. Number 18, do you have any locked role models? If so, who? Well, given that I only know my parents with locks, I guess they are my locked role models. Number 19, what locked YouTubers could you see yourself hanging out with in real life? Well, I mentioned 3 in this video, and they're probably the only 3 lock YouTubers that I've ever watched. So I would definitely hang out with Francesca Ramsey. Love her, I've loved her for a long time. She doesn't have locks anymore, so I don't know if that counts. Queen Aleem, she lives in New York, we're both New Yorkers. You could probably hang out with her. I think she's a nurse. I used to be an EMT, I think we could get along. And then Takira Ann, I think that she's a teenager. She's in college, she's in community college, but I think she's a teenager, so I don't know that we could like hang out. She seems cool, she seems really sweet. She lives in Tejas. I used to live in Austin, so call me, guys. And the last question, who am I going to tag? Oh, I don't have any friends on YouTube, so I tag you. You, whoever's watching this right now. And I know that I have a lot of viewers who are going through their lock journeys right now, so please do this video and then comment on this video to tell me you did it, because I really want to watch. And those are all the questions, guys. Wow. I just thought I wanted to do this quick and easy sort of chill sit down video today. And I hope you guys are having a great week, and happy summer. This is Friday, June 17th while I'm recording this, so if I happen to get it up before Sunday, wish your dad a happy Father's Day for me. And happy Juneteenth to my brown babes. Yep, love you guys.